Hello everyone and welcome to today's cryptocurrencies update for Wednesday, April 27, 2022. As we always know, winners persevere and losers quit. So have cryptos flatlined, or is it dead or not? Well, I surely don't think so. And remember, this is where dumb money leaves and this is where smart money moves in. Smart money comes in at the bottom and leaves at the top. That's why it's smart money. That's why it's rich. That's the 1%. Dumb money leaves at the bottom and comes in at the top. That's why it's dumb. And that's why it's poor. It will always be that way. And that's how the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. If you change that mentality, you can join the 1%. As they always say, if you can't find them, join them. So let's see where we are going to bottom, because I don't think the cryptos have flatlined at all. Certainly not Bitcoin and Ethereum. All the altcoins maybe in a different way, but we always focus on the 800-pound gorilla in the room. That is where we get most of our information from. So let's have a look. And I'm going to start here just alphabetical order, and then it gets a little bit random. BinanceCoin. Yeah, we got a little bit of a sell-off yesterday, and it seems like there's not much traction in buying. As I said, if this low here at 390 goes, we can go easily to 350. So I think this still remains the case. I think this red arrow is underway. This was our trigger, 390. We went below it. And on Monday, we did already get the initial step below it, but no close. Then yesterday, we got a second step below it, and for sure the close. What does BinanceCoin need to do? It now needs to break above 410. If it goes above 410, it can target 440. Doesn't get any simpler than this. Above 440, and we can target into the 500s. For now, I'm looking lower for this B wave. I still prefer a C wave to come after this months long of a decline. I feel has not been really justified with a 4-week bounce to reset sentiment for the next leg lower. But I might be wrong. It's an interpretation. It is my point of view. It's not necessarily the right point of view. It just all seems a little bit odd because time symmetry is also important, just as price symmetry is. So again, now we can target 375 to 350 for this wave B of B. And when we start getting back above 410, then we can target 440. And then we can be on our way to the 500s. But remember, in bear markets, upside disappoints. Okay, upside always disappoints. We'll get to that in a minute, for example, for Luna. Here's the simple trend is your friend chart for BinanceCoin. Again, 450 and then 470, right? That remains exact same triggers. Look at what the trend is doing. It's not friendly. It's very simple. No change from Monday. All right, we just have to sit on our hands and wait. Patience is a virtue, and this teaches us nothing but patience, which eventually in real life is only going to be a much better attribute to our character. Luna. Did Luna already top for wave C of B? It's very possible. Again, then we have a failed C wave of B and a disappointing upside potential. I would have liked it to go again to 105 plus or minus 5. That would have been preferred. The B wave can actually still be going on. So what does it take? We need to get back above yesterday's high to target now 105 plus or minus. If not, then we have unfortunately topped for a truncated C of B. It wouldn't surprise me because Luna should now be in this larger wave 4. And fourth waves, as we have learned from all the other cryptos, it starts with a B and it ends with what you scratch, right? I'm not going to say it. They're immensely complex, and I'll show you 2 options still tracking for Bitcoin and Ethereum on why they are so difficult, but why we have to sit through them, watch and learn, and then get ready for our rally to much higher prices. So we've reached also the ideal target zone for this potential B wave, stalled twice at 50% retrace. Before we went a little bit higher, but we could have done enough. So what does it take? If we start breaking below yesterday's low, I'm afraid that this path is already underway, quicker than anticipated. If we break above yesterday's high, then we're good. So we're a little bit in no man's land, and it's a little bit unfortunate, but as always, please remember, in bounces, upside disappoints. and downside surprises. So we now have clear if-then parameters available, which is easy. Okay. As always, please remember, bounces in corrective price action are not necessarily the ones you want to trade. If you do, trade them smaller and use always good stops and a good trading plan to make sure you don't get destroyed all the way here to the 50s when it's trading at 100 and you lose 50% of your value. What I do like is that we can see the Bollinger Bands are tightening, so a move is coming, a directional move. When these Bollinger Bands tighten, it means the directional move is coming. So we know if we're going to go below, that move is going to be lower, and we know that if we're going to go above, that move is going to be higher. So the Bollinger Bands are telegraphing. And now we just have to sit and wait what it's going to do. Please remember, the trend is not all that great. We're below the 10, the 50, and the 20. So that must be taken into consideration. That suggests that lower is more likely than higher. Oh, I'm not going to do that, sorry. So keep that in mind. When the trend is, of course, not friendly, it helps us assess what the more likely move is. Just because something is 90% certain doesn't mean it will happen. You still have a 10% chance that the other option is going to happen. But this definitely starts to suggest, with the traffic light on red, that the likelier move is to the downside. Keep that in mind. Once wave 4 completes, we still get a wave 5. Okay, so always see this then as a bigger picture buying opportunity. Okay, from 4 comes 5, there, boom, all right, there. That's the path we're going to look for bigger picture wise. So it's intermediate term to short term. We break lower, we're going to go below the cloud. All those bad things are going to go below the mid-April low. Then we're going to target this. Okay. If we're going to break out, we're going to swing a little bit higher first, and then we're going to get the path. So all roads lead to Rome, as they say. So one way or another, we'll get there. And I think that will be a really nice low risk buying opportunity. Bitcoin. So let's start off with this one here. The preferred view is for a impulsive C wave to the downside. So far, nothing has told me this is not happening. And we'll simply have to watch this kind of bleed lower. And this is the weekly chart, by the way, on the weekly time frame. So each candle is 7 trading days, because cryptos, of course, trade 7 days per week, 365 days per year, 24/7. But there I'm not stating anything new. And then we should kind of meander down, hopefully following an ideal impulse path to around 25,000. I can show you a gazillion other people that have pretty much the same type of perspective here, but this shows you quite nicely that we are indeed getting much closer to a bottom than we were at the top. Okay, so please keep that in mind. We're getting close. That's why I said on Monday, the king is dead, right? This bull, the primary 3 that started all the way in 2018 is dead, or 19, but we soon get the new bull. Alternatively, which is going to be also starts with a B and ends with something you can scratch, is this massive triangle. Fourth waves can be very messy, and triangles are one of the messiest patterns alive, so to say. And we can easily break above the highs made 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. And then we target somewhere in here around 60,000. And then we drop one more time for a C wave, and then we take off. So that potential is still on the table. We have done nothing but about a 60 to 70% retrace of the rally that started here this year so far. And also wanted to show you how year to date things have panned out. This is year to date. What a mess. Okay, if we're going to zoom in on a weekly time frame, year to date, this is it. This is what we've had so far. Nothing, right? It's just all a bunch of nothing. But it's only 4 months. It's 4 months of data. And 4 months, as I've said before, for a cryptocurrency that's been around since 2011, I believe it is, maybe 2009 even. But I think 2011, this is, of course, nothing. 4 months is nothing. And you can clearly see how this is kind of corrective pattern, right? It's lower, higher, lower, higher, lower. So this is just slowly bleeding lower. So that's my preferred view. By the way, talking about Bollinger Bands, here is Bitcoin. Simple price chart with moving averages. Of course, the traffic light is almost full on red here as well. So the likely move is to the downside. That's what the traffic light does to us. It tells us what is we can most likely telegraph. Also here, the Bollinger Bands are tightening. So a larger move is setting up, okay? A directional move is setting up. That's good, that's good. So we know if we get the breakdown that we're gonna go to 25,000. But if we get the breakout on a directional move, then we have, where is that path? This option on the table, okay? These are my two remaining options that I have on the table. I have a hard time making this a 1-2-1-2 setup. If it is, we'll eventually get there. But for now, also remember this triangular path here is kind of an estimated guess. It could go a little bit more shallow. It could be a little less steep. We don't know yet, but this is what we anticipate, right? We anticipate, we monitor, we adjust. That's all we can do. Now here's a take on the same setup by Ryan, I think Wild, his name is. He is from ElliottWaveTrader.net, and he has some nice work on cryptos as well. Same option here, that either we are in this ABC path, as I have as well, ABC path lower, or we're going to do the triangle, DE. He has the triangle developing all the way since, the 2020 top, this one. But I disagree with him, because we had the rally in 2021 as clearly 5 waves higher. There's unfortunately no other way around. You can even see it here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Looks really nice. So I would place the 3 here, and then we get the A, the B, and the C. It's fine. We still have the same pattern. He labels it as D, as an E, potato, potato. I label it as B and C. You kind of see the same. And then we should rally, according to Ryan, all the way to about 100,000. Told you we should see 150,000. Don't be surprised if we see higher prices, okay? I honestly like the higher upside here at around 155,000. Why? Because cryptocurrencies, once they rally, 9 out of 10 times go much higher than one would believe based on simple Fibonacci extensions. And then a 4 and then a 5. I'm fine with that, because that would then complete, in my humble opinion, cycle 3, and then we get a cycle 4, just as I have for Ethereum, etc. Doesn't have to be. Once we reach, of course, the 100,000s plus, it's coming. I still remain convinced, unless we break below the January or the 2017 highs. I'm absolutely fine with it. Low side, according to Ryan, also 25,000s. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. Following a standard Fibonacci-based pattern, 25,000. So great minds think alike. I like it. So unfortunately, we can use somebody else's work to tell us, oh yeah, it can go up or down. But we know the 2 options. We have picture perfect 2 options. Everybody else who doesn't use this is clueless most of the time. So we have to wait for the breakout, right? If we get the breakout, oh, sorry, wrong. If we get the breakout, we're going to go here, right? That's about here, the same level. It's around 55 to 60,000, somewhere around there. And then we drop, and then we rally. Ethereum, same deal here. Ethereum will most likely follow, of course, the same path with Bitcoin, or Bitcoin, same path as Ethereum, whatever you want to call it. We can do the A, B, C. We need to break, of course, above the high we made this year so far to target here into the 4250. And then we'll drop one more time, either to around, I would say, current levels for this wave C here as a triangle, or it is becoming more of a flat type of correction, and we're going to drop one more time to about 2022.50, and then it's off to the races for this wave 5. Oh, I don't have the wave 5 labeled there. Okay, so please remember, bigger picture-wise, we're still looking solid. If anything, the current price action so far year to date is informative in that it is corrective. Everything is so far, in my humble opinion, corrective. And we'll simply have to bide our time to see which of the 2 paths follow. I prefer the impulse path. It's easier to track, definitely. Also looks like a simple ABC here up. I'll there, right? It looks like a simple A, a simple B, and a simple C. And there's that would then be the B wave. and then we're going to go lower for wave 4. But we're going to allow for the potential that this B wave, because B waves are always very complex, is going to subdivide into further 3 waves. So B waves, especially B of B waves, are extremely complex. Alternatively, we have, as I said, completed A, B, C for wave B, right in the ideal target zone, 50% retrace, and now wave C. It's all fine with me. We'll get there. So either we're going to go directly to the low 2000s, or we're going to take a detour. I just don't know yet which one. I prefer the direct path. It's easier, it looks better this way, but the market will tell us. We need to break above 3,500 to suggest this is the case. Let me put that for you on the map, so to say, and then we get a better idea. So we need to break, of course, above this high, just like we had for Bitcoin. No surprises there. If we break above that level, we can target this. Until then, I prefer to look lower because, of course, the traffic lights don't look too great. We are below the 10, the 20, and the 50-week moving average so far. I know the week's not over yet. Anything can happen. And it depends a little bit on what the stock market is going to do, because currently the stock market and the cryptos are highly correlated, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that makes sense because we're in a risk-off environment, and everything that is a risk will get sold. Then we look at Polygon, MATIC. Right here at 126, I put this level in here. And as you can see, if we break below it, we're going to target $1. We break below $1. Let me put it on the map for you as well. There. If we break below $1, we can target as low as 70 cents. So please keep that in mind. We need to break above 150 first and then 175, the high risk and low risk breakouts. But remember, the traffic light is full on red, so pressure remains to the downside and not to the upside. There is selling pressure, it's not buying pressure, so I prefer to look lower. Solana could have topped for wave B as well, just as we had for Ethereum and Bitcoin, and should now be in wave C. This is a weekly chart as well. We're starting to see a loss of momentum, increased money flow, and I would say loss of strength to the downside as well. So we can have this petering out C wave. 9 out of 10 times you get this petering out C wave. This is where everybody loses complete confidence in this cryptocurrency. And either that is then cycle 2 or 4, and we're going to take off to new all-time highs. Let me put that roadmap for you right there in the chart. It's going to be super easy. Boom. All right. That's what we're going to get. And then we'll see if it's a cycle 3 or a cycle 5. That remains to be seen. Both are looking for new, fresh all-time highs, but it's going to take a while before we get there. Again, the B wave here, if this was the top a couple of weeks ago, then in March, then we just did the minimum of the 38.2% retrace, just at the bare minimum of the target zone. And if we, of course, continue to bleed lower, I expect a low somewhere in this level at around $50 to $60. This is not correct in time. This is simply correct in price. Okay. Again, remember the downside risk versus the upside reward. I don't know yet how high this is going to fly, but yeah, $400 or $500 should be easily attainable once this gets going. And I think it will get going because Bitcoin and Ethereum will get going. Meanwhile, short term, the trend is still not friendly, right? We're not even above $110, not even above $140. So we have to take it one step at a time, and the pressure remains to the downside. How about Avalanche? Avalanche is the same, pressure remains to the downside. We need to break above 85. I would now say we can maybe add in a little bit of a different level here. We can lower the level, which is at around $80. Okay, $80, super easy. Above 80, ooh, we might start to look for higher prices, but for now I prefer lower. Why? Because Avalanche is, in my humble opinion, is this quite corrective pattern. We had a top here in November last year. We did the A wave down, a B wave up, and we should now be in a C wave lower. But remember the mess this one has particularly been in all year so far. Zero progress, other than kind of stuck here between 65 and about 85 most of the time, and above 85 it got stuck at 100. So this is maybe called a bear flag. And here are the downside targets on a breakout lower, or breakdown lower, sorry. If we break down lower below 65, I would say the next target is about 40.45, and below that can go as low as 5, but 40.45 looks a very good target to me because of strong support resistance we have at that price level. And let me put that in the chart for you, so you kind of have a good idea on why those levels are important right there, somewhere around there. You can see it clearly, how price has reacted to those levels, to that level particularly a lot. Okay, so that seems to be the magnet on a breakdown below 65, and it could go quick to get there. So quick summary. Oh, before I forget, I forgot the best of all, GMT. GMT so far is following along the preferred path perfectly. So we had the question mark if all of three had bottomed or topped already or not. I had the green arrow and this, and that was my preferred path. So far, so good. It looks like wave 5 or 5 or 3 is about to complete. Don't know yet. If it has completed, it will of course require a break below this week's low. Where exactly will it top? I think somewhere around $4.50 would be, well, not 4.5, but 4.20 would be quite nice. And then we should see the largest pullback GMT has experienced in a while for this wave 4, and then we should see a wave 5. So this one is following along quite nicely, whereas Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the other ones kind of give a fit. This is following nicely, and I still expect a pullback to about $2 to 50 for this wave 4, and then a rally for wave 5 to $5 plus. Okay, so this is following along real nice. I like it. Thank you for bringing this one to my attention. It is progressing exactly as anticipated. This was not, in my opinion, wave 3. We can move it to here as originally thought, so we'll stick to the plan. GMT going great, should experience a pullback soon, but this wave 5 or 5 or 3 is, in my own opinion, not done yet. I think we need a few more daily scribbles to complete it. So it looks good. I'm very happy with this one. This is kind of like where Luna was when we were here. All right, this was the 1, 2, 1, 2, where we were at some point questioning, did all of 5 of 5 top already, or are we going to get one more move higher? And we got the one last move higher. And after that, you always know that after 5 waves up, you always expect at a minimum 3 waves lower. And of course, we haven't gotten the 3 waves on Luna either. So I would say GMT is somewhere here in this area where Luna was a couple of months ago. So that looks all really good. BNB, again, pressure remains to the downside. Can easily go as low as the 350s before rallying. I still would like to see this ABC path, but pressure remains to the downside above 450, 470. We can go there. Luna might have done this shortened C wave of wave B. I would say below yesterday's lows, and especially, of course, below last week's lows here or the mid-April lows, and we're going to target into the 50s. Bitcoin, bigger picture-wise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside to 25,000 is the preferred path. Alternatively, if we break higher, we're going to move to about 55, 60,000, make it 55 plus minus 5,000 for a very complex triangular pattern. This has been observed by others as well, which work I highly respect. Same downside targets, same bounce targets, same higher upside targets. So mean higher upside targets going to the 100,000 plus eventually. Okay, it's coming. We just need to burn off a lot of bullishness. Everybody, especially dumb money amateurs, need to leave, and they'll get back here when we're here, right? That's unfortunately the way it is. But so be it. ABC is still possible. Ethereum as well. Need to break out. Preferred path is for the direct move lower, because of course the traffic light's not all that bright. It's quite red. MATIC as well, selling pressure remains dominant, so watch for the dollar to be reached, and below that we can go to 70 cents. Solana can have topped for wave B and now slowly bleeding lower for wave C of cycle 2/4. Don't know yet. Prefer then after that to be reached, which is around $50-$60. Can go a little bit lower, but we go with the preferred path for now. Can go all the way to $20-$30. So we're not there yet. We'll have to get more price information to tell us. that we are going that low, and then we get the larger blast off, which fits, of course, with Bitcoin and Ethereum. For now, Solana's pressure remains to the downside. This is a red traffic light, not green, so prefer to look lower. Avalanche as well, prefer to look lower. The breakout target or level, sorry, is now 80, not target. Breakout level is now 80. If we go above 80, then we can start to target 100 once again, but the pressure remains to the downside, also based on the Elliott wave count, which can go to as low as $40, $45, which should be mighty support. So that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being a valued premium member. If you have a cryptocurrency that is reasonably well traded and you need it analyzed, let me know. We can maybe work on it. I'm quite backlogged, but it's always good because remember the GMT one is working its magic real nice. I'm proud of that one, and I hope some people made good coin on it. Take care, trade safe, and I'll see you all on Friday. Bye.